Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boisterous coming to you with some Korean, that's an important part, Diamond League Destruction out of the map Core Hell Compound LE. Spawning up here in the top right hand corner we have HoneyBadger as the red Terran, and spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner we have sTyCoolGG as the blue Zerg. And just by the way, if I make a lot of references with HoneyBadger's name, you all know why. You have all succumbed to that video at least once, because you know what? HoneyBadger don't care. And there's number one. I need to get like a counting overlay down here in the bottom left hand corner. And speaking of overlays, if I figured it out correctly, I should have an overlay right over the replay bar. And if I didn't figure it out correctly, I should just have a replay bar. So you can judge how smart I am today based on whether there is an overlay here or not. If you can't see my mouse right now, I'm pretty smart. And if you can, I'm basically just stupid. And anyway, other important stuff that's happening as our drone scout goes out at 12. Me and sTyCoolGG did do a live stream on Saturday. Friday. It was on Friday. And it was very successful. It was extremely entertaining. Or at least I found it extremely entertaining. I'm hoping everybody that watched it found it extremely entertaining, especially those of you who watched it live, because, I mean, we got, what, like 11 live viewers, which is actually more than I was hoping for. I mean, if we broke 5, I would have been excited, and then we got up to the double digits, and I was like, yes, so pumped. And that will definitely be happening a lot more in the future. Once I get set up for streaming and I have like my actual schedule really locked down, especially going into the summer, I will definitely be streaming a lot on my own channel. We'll probably do a lot of co-streams with each other, just because that was very entertaining. We will most likely be streaming the D3 release. We're not sure if we're going to do it like that morning or if we're just going to stream it all that afternoon. However, those details will be coming up soon. We might be doing like a midnight PST, release stream. However, no promises on that, because some of us are still in school. I'm not going to tell you who. You'll figure it out. And it would appear that HoneyBadger don't care. God, that video is so awesome. Mainly because the HoneyBadger just don't care. HoneyBadger definitely did not care about that SCV that just went down the mineral line to drones. God, where's the drone with the kill? Where is he? There he is, Commander Drone. Yes, sTyCoolGG. It would appear that we are going to have HoneyBadger going for Reactor Hellions. At least that's my guess at this point, because that's really the only thing that makes sense. Why else would you get a reactor in a factory? And why else would you time them so well to finish together? So, yeah, probably Reactor Hellions. I might be completely off base, but I'm guessing. And I'm probably correctly. And anyway, as far as me and sTyCoolGG doing like those live streams together, it's probably going to happen a lot more in the future. We'll try to get an actual schedule down. However, if we are going to go live, we will at least give you 3 hours notice, and that will go out to both of our VNet forum threads. We'll probably open up a new thread with whatever the theme is for that night. And we will also most likely alert in some other way. Probably like YouTube alerts. We'll say, going live over at sTyCoolGG stream at twitch.tv/sTyCoolGG Studios, which is actually where the VOD from yesterday is, or from Friday is. And if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it, because it's awesome. It was so funny. It was pretty good, I won't lie. It would appear that a couple overlords, or no, just one overlord. This overlord just felt like chilling, just came out. Decided to party. This tumor. Ooh. Don't want to get that thing lined up for the Hellion shots again. It has 6-7 life right now. And I guess he could let it get lined up for the Hellion shots because he has a couple of queens. He has 4 queens. So 2 of them can literally just be dedicated to spreading creep, which is kind of what you want when you go against like a heavy Hellion composition, because it's really hard to spread creep if you don't have 2 queens dedicated to it in this composition, because your queen will either get sniped or all of its creep tumors will die. Whenever it tries to lay one out, its creep tumor will die. It would appear that the spine crawler is moving out. These queens are forming kind of a pseudo wall. So he's doing this definitely right. He should probably spread out these links, let them more of a line on the top of the ramp, so it's harder to break up that ramp for these Hellions. Even though at this stage with so many Hellions, I guess it really wouldn't matter at all. Transfusion does go down on the queen to the far right, keeping it max health. This queen's getting a bit low, but of course this one does have a transfusion, just chilling in stock. It's ready to go. These 4s, 8, going up to 8 Zerglings, 10 Zerglings. So these Zerglings are getting ready to go. However, their metabolic boost is quite a far way off. Behind this, we have HoneyBadger expanding, so definitely making the right decision. They're going for those expansiones, and yeah, he's doing well. He has 3 barracks along with switching completely to siege tank play. Does he have stim pack? He does not have stim pack, he just has combat shield. Stim pack just started going down right now, so that upgrade is not going to be up until like the 11-minute mark. That's, it's not optimal, but it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't really affect the outcome all that much. It would appear that HoneyBadger is kind of just going for this map control. However, when this Zergling speed finishes up in 10 seconds, I would certainly expect all these Hellions to get sniped. I would be amazed if they didn't, because these Hellions are riding the edge at this point in the game. We have the creep spreading up on this side of them. This creep is probably going to reach this pack of Hellions. He might be able to just like completely shock them, get out there, get the surround on these Hellions, kill them off. Maybe these 3 would escape, but I would doubt it. These Zerglings would most likely be able to hunt them down, or he might even produce enough Zerglings to the point where you can just send them after both separate packs, and he should be good to go. And there the Zerglings pop down. They're coming out. Are they going to get the surround? Oh, why are the Hellions grouping up? Oh no. Oh god, the Hellions stopped to shoot. Alright. Yeah, these Hellions are not getting out of here alive at this point. One of them, another one goes down. They've already lost 4 of their number. They must retreat. They must drive. And the last Hellion dies. Alright, so that harassment was reasonable for the Terran. I guess it kind of slowed down the third timing. Usually you want your third around like the 9-ish minute mark against Terrans. I mean, that's a really safe time to take it. So, definitely slowed him down. However, I would just expect him to build his hatchery at any second now. We have a spine crawler in the back. Alright, so we have a spine crawler going down to defend against drops. And it would appear that HoneyBadger is basically just sunk in at his natural. There's no way that you're going to break through this with anything less than, an all-in Baneling bust. These Marines would just... This is a really strong wall. With all these supply depots, even though, I mean, they're not like the highest health buildings, but it doesn't even matter, because, Banelings would get through. You'd probably lose 2/3 of your Banelings just approaching the wall to these 4 siege tanks, and then, you'd have to be able to break through and hit these Marines. This Overlord does go down, as this Viking does see, and that actually supply blocks our Zerg player, which is quite bothersome. However, our Zerg player has been doing a reasonable-ish job at keeping his energy low for his queens. His 2 creep spreading queens are spreading creep like crazy. Man, these queens are ridiculous. There's so much creep already on the map. We have like a line of just 6 creep tumors spreading across the map. I would expect this one to expand up here and this one to expand down here. And we will see what will happen in the future. sTyCoolGG still chilling. Not really doing a whole lot. We have a maybe push coming out from HoneyBadger. He's scanning, making sure there's no Overlord there to scout his units. I'm surprised he didn't just fly his Viking. Where is his Viking? Oh, his Viking's getting map control over here. God, he is so annoying. The Overlord, run Overlord, flee back to your base. It would appear not to be working. We have 9 infestors on the way for sTyCoolGG. That is quite a few infestors, and they do have pathogen glands. So he's going to have 9 fungal growths out at the time that this push is not going to happen. So there is going to be no push coming out from our Terran player. So the Zerg is well prepared for something that is not occurring. He does have a Hive coming out. This is a pretty freaking fast Hive. But he is not going for a Spire, so he might be going for like Ultralisk Tech? I don't know why you would go for Ultralisk Tech in this game. That just does not seem smart. And it looks like Kadoink is messaging me, but I'm going to have to ignore you, Kadoink. I apologize. I am in the middle of commentating a game. And I know I broke into yours. And I'll be sure to link that game that I broke into, because now that I've mentioned it, I might as well. So, this Zerg army is growing quite large. However, does he even have a Baneling Nest? What? He doesn't have a Baneling Nest? What you doing, sTyCoolGG? Why you no Baneling Nest? That actually really surprises me. I mean, considering a Marine tank composition, Banelings are pretty massive. They require the Marines to be microed. Baneling Nest is coming up right now. Woo! Whoops. And actually, he is building a spire, but his spire is kind of oddly timed, because usually you want that spire to be going up, you know, as soon as the hive starts, because they have the same build time. Then as soon as that hive finishes, you can then start a greater spire. I'm just going to move my mic a little bit. I hope it didn't explode my waveforms, because I kind of want to sit back, because my back hurts a little bit. So we do have sTyCoolGG with plenty of infestors. 9 infestors. Most of them are almost at enough energy for 2 fungal growths. It looks like he spent 2 fungal growths to kill what I'm guessing is a Viking over here. I kind of missed that action, and it looks like another Viking. Is the Viking gonna live? Where is... Yeah, the Viking's gonna live. The Viking's gonna be fine. We do have a medevac drop from HoneyBadger dropping in, dealing some damage to that extractor, but here come the Zerglings. So many Zerglings. And HoneyBadger is going to be forced to lift up and get out of there. Is there going to be fungal? There is going to be fungal. Oh, that was kind of nice. And it looks like one Marine is getting dropped. He is the sacrificial Marine, and that's kind of annoying. Alright, there we go. Everything does get cleaned up for sTyCoolGG. Did he lose any infestors? He did not. One infestor got kind of wounded. So basically, as long as he doesn't lose any infestors, he didn't really take any losses. HoneyBadger is coming down with this army, which consists of 6 siege tanks and, you know, quite a few Marines. This is like 24 plus 14, 20, 38-ish. I don't want to do any more math. And he has he's the insane ability to pump out Marines right now. He has 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, the capability to produce 11 Marines at a time and at least 2 siege tanks at a time. So there are going to be a lot more siege tanks than Mariners. It would appear that our Zerg player is going for every tech ever, because he is getting that Ultralisk up, and he's also getting Greater Spire up. I don't know why you would go for Ultralisks in this situation. I mean, I guess they're kind of good at breaking siege lines, but they're not really all that good. I mean, Ultralisks aren't good in general, unless you can manage to get them in timing from like a bust against your opponent's front wall, because they are good at eating siege tank damage, but they're not good at actually getting in close and dealing damage. So basically they'll be good just for tearing down those front supply depots and, you know, kind of derp around a little bit. I also like Ultralisk Nidus Worms. Ultralisk Nidus Worms are quite funny. However, I guess yeah, I don't like this, but I guess it kind of makes sense, because he does have, you know, all of the upgrades for melee already, and the Ultralisks are going to be leading the way into the fight. But this is beautiful position for HoneyBadger, and he's not getting the fungal growth. Oh, there's the fungal growth he needs, but he doesn't have any Banelings? Did all of his Banelings die? I didn't see any acid explosions. I literally just do not think sTyCoolGG has any Banelings. And if you don't have Banelings, HoneyBadger don't care about your army. HoneyBadger will smash his way through your army. Like, it just doesn't matter. 104 Zerglings on the way, so it's still a lot of Zerglings, however, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what I would say at this point in time. He is going to be going for a swing around trying to kill these siege tanks that are on the high ground, but there's a giant wave of Marine reinforcements coming in. He just does not have the army that's appropriate to deal with this with these units. You know, his Ultralisks are going to get absolutely destroyed by Marine Micro. They might do, his Ultralisks might do a bit of damage, but it's all going to be healed by these medevacs, and I don't know what sTyCoolGG plans on doing right now. He's kind of just getting cleaned up. And Kadoink went off one way. Yeah. I need to talk to him. Damn it, Kadoink. And sTyCoolGG is pulling back with his drones. The spine crawlers are kind of defending this position, and his Zerglings are getting into a good spot. However, there's a giant liftoff from our Terran player, and God, this is why you need Banelings. This is the reason. Because, you know, Fungals are good at holding units in position. Banelings are good at killing units. Because, look at this. None of those Marines are dying. If you had Banelings, those Marines would be dead. There's no question there. Plus the fact that he is not going for Broodlords against Marine Tank? That's not good. You go for Ultralisks after your opponent already switched into some Vikings to deal with your Broodlords, and then you tech switch into Ultralisks and you freaking kill him because he has wasted supply on those Vikings, and you do not, because Vikings cannot hit ground. That's when you go for Vikings, you know? Or that's when you go for Ultralisks, excuse me. However, it's not looking good for sTyCoolGG, especially after losing that third. You never want to be based down against Terran. Even if you can do a reasonable amount of damage, and I don't think he actually killed any workers up here, did he? Nah. Killed one worker. So that wasn't actually any damage done to it, it's just that HoneyBadger don't care. That's basically what that's about. And HoneyBadger is coming across the map. I don't think sTyCoolGG is going to be able to do anything about it. I mean, he can barely defend his main from a 7 Marines drop. That is never a situation you want to be in. And, you know, here's way more Marines coming in and reinforcing that drop, along with 2 more medevacs. So his main is about to get absolutely gutted. We have the drones long distance mining to the 3rd, but that's just not enough of an economy to support anything to stop this push. And this is a lot of siege tanks, and these siege tanks are only at +1 attack, but doesn't matter. And we do have +3 finishing for these Marines, and these Marines are going to be doing a lot of damage. And you know, he saved most of that drop. He lost like 6 Marines there in that final engagement. That's kind of risky just because he lost that medevac. Thankfully, he didn't lose the he didn't lose the 2 medevacs killing the units. However, even if he did, it wouldn't really matter because the siege tanks are the scary part of this force that, you know, there's no way sTyCoolGG can just deal with it. There's just no way at this point. He needed those banelings. Because, I mean, even Zerglings can't even wrap this up because Marine DPS is just so high. And it would appear that these tanks, and there's the GG in Korea for sTyCoolGG. So, that's game over. Of course, if you guys want any more Boisterous action, you can head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. And if you want your games commentated, you can send them on in to boisteroussc2@gmail.com. There will be a link to the Battle.net thread in the comments that you can post anything you want about it. If you have any ideas for what we should live stream, because I mean we're probably going to live stream a lot of StarCraft, but we'll also live stream other games because we both casually play MOBAs. I won't lie, we both play MOBAs, and if anybody takes offense to that, I apologize. But I'm sorry. Sometimes it's fun to be able to blame other people on your team for losing. I don't always want it to be all on my shoulder. And I think that's all I really need to talk about. So this is Boisterous, signing out.